FTMO is the most popular prop firm in the CFD space, but most traders fail their challenge because they misunderstand the rules. So in this video, I'm going to break down all FTMO's rules in simple terms. If you're new here, my name's Daniel. I trade prop firm challenges and break down prop firm rules, restrictions, and all the fine print so you know exactly what you're dealing with before you risk your hard-earned money. If that's something that resonates with you, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. So let's start off with the profit targets. FTMO has a phase 1 profit target of 10% and a phase 2 profit target of 5%. And you can see here that the max daily loss is 5% and the max loss is 10%. Minimum trading days is 4 days, trading period unlimited, and you get your refund. And what's really nice is that FTMO operates on balance-based daily drawdown. So that's really good if you're a swing trader. Another thing that's important is that you don't need a stop loss when you're trading with FTMO. Not to say that you shouldn't have a stop loss, but if you don't put one in, you're not going to get penalized. Now let's talk swing trader type things. So overnight and weekend position holding is not allowed on the standard account, but if you get the swing account, then you're allowed to do that. So if you don't have that, don't try and hold overnight or over the weekend because you'll probably get breached. And also if you have the swing challenge, then you can trade during news. Otherwise, you're not allowed to trade 2 minutes before or after. Now this is the important one, which a lot of traders need, which is the copy trading rules. So just to double check, I spoke to FTMO's support staff and I asked them about copy trading, and this is what they had to say. So basically they said that copy trading is allowed as long as you do not copy other traders and you are the only one managing your accounts and you respect the 400,000 simulated USD maximum capital allocation rule. So if you want to copy trade with Traders Connect or social trader tools, no issue with that. So that's great news. So I went on the FTMO website and I started looking through all their FAQs and their blogs to understand what are their risk management principles. What I'm about to show you is from a bunch of different places, but I'm going to just summarize it right here for you. So I believe I also found some of this in parts of the contract. These are the following things that you need to try and avoid. And the first one is opening substantially larger position sizes compared to your other simulated trades on any of your accounts, or opening a substantially smaller position compared to your other simulated trades. So basically you can't risk 2% on one trade and then maybe 1% on another trade and then maybe 5% on another trade. So basically you need to try and keep your risk consistent, because if you don't, there may be a way that they could breach you and say that maybe you're gambling or you're doing strange things. Just try and keep your risk constant. Another thing that they say is undertaking repeated simulated trading activity that results in higher risk per trade idea, thereby exposing your simulated account to cumulative exposure in a specific symbol or correlated symbols. So if they see that you're going too high risk, they may either limit you in terms of usually it's like a 1% risk limit rule, or they might just ban you or breach you. While different asset classes and specific symbols can vary in the inherent risk, as a general rule of thumb, we can recommend using up to 20% of the account margin for one trade idea and a risk per trade of up to 1.5%. These are just very general guidelines for good risk management, and in our internal assessment of the accounts, we consider a number of factors in order to make the conclusion. For example, a higher risk per trade idea on small swing positions can be perfectly fine. So actually this I got from when I was speaking to the support staff. Let's just summarize what you need to know in this section. So the best rules of thumb is do not risk more than 1.5% per trade and keep your risk constant. So if you are only risking 1%, stick to the 1%, because even if you want to risk a little bit less, like let's say you start dropping to 0.5% as you're going more and more into drawdown, maybe they might term that as not conducive to their risk management protocol. So that could be a problem. Now here's some interesting things that I found in the contract. In specific, section 13.2.3. In addition, we reserve the right to terminate the agreement with you in respect of an FTMO challenge account in case of your prolonged inactivity. Prolonged inactivity is when you do not open at least one simulated trade on the trading platform for a period of 30 consecutive calendar days. So basically inactivity rule, which is typical for most prop firms. But then this is the kicker. You maintain a loss in the FTMO challenge account in the amount between 8% and 10% included of the initial simulated capital for a period longer than 30 calendar days. Whereas performing simulated trades designed to circumvent this rule will be deemed to fulfill this condition, and circumventing means performing simulated trades not consistent with your previous simulated trading pattern. So just bear that in mind, that if you're at that 8% to 10% mark, you need to be very careful. And then also something interesting in the contract, for most of you that probably don't even read it, is it talks about out-of-court consumer dispute resolution. Section 17.1 applies only to a consumer who's an EU resident, and basically this is how you can report them or deal with some form of settlement in court if you're not happy with the terms. And here it is right here. I'm going to put it up for you to see. So basically, if you guys can't come to an agreement over, you did this wrong, I did this wrong, and you guys can't agree of some way of settling this matter, then you have this forum to be able to go to court and deal with this settlement. So what's nice is they've provided you a platform for you to be able to report them, I guess, if they don't do the right thing. And those are all the most important rules that you need to know. As you can see, it's very simple, but a lot of the rules, sometimes you have to dig and go this way and that way. So what I've done for you is I've been able to help you find all of them in one place. If you really enjoyed this video about how I broke down these prop firm rules, maybe you might find this video interesting as well, where I go over the rules of another prop firm.